everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you've been drawn to this reading, this is literally the only deck that I was guided to use for this particular batch of readings for each sign. So it's called Soul Lovers and Separation. This is for those of you who feel very connected to a person, regardless of where you are at on the journey, more than likely at a distance from one another. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what presents itself here. I am going to bring forward 3 different scenarios. So you get to choose which scenario you're most guided towards, okay? And let's take a look and see, based off of what you choose, if I'm able to tap into your situation, your journey. And if not, feel free to go ahead and, view all of the other scenarios that are coming through for this batch of readings. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Hi there, Gemini. So here are your 3 messages, guys. And like I have done for all of the other signs, I don't know what these cards actually say. I've gone ahead and shuffled them. I make a deliberate effort to not look at them so we can all discover the cards together. So general, as always, guys, please keep that in mind throughout your reading. All right, so that's super important when listening to these, and only take the parts of it that truly make sense for you personally. So go ahead and pause the video if you feel the need to do so until you're guided to one particular card, unless you know right off the bat that either 1, 2, or 3 is what you are hoping to get some sort of guidance on. All right, guys, so let's get started. Let's focus on number 1 here. Let me set these other 2 aside. So if you were guided to number 1 for Gemini, for Soul Lovers and Separation, here's your scenario. I am in a relationship with someone else. Still, you are always on my mind, and in my heart, all I want is you. Well, that's complicated, right? Because this could have been a third-party situation that ultimately could have resulted in why you guys had to part ways because it was just too complicated. So let's go ahead and grab some tarot and see what else we can find out, Gemini, when it comes to this situation. So this could be for Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, of course, or even those who are cross-watching for Gemini. So third party right off the bat. I have a feeling, before we even grab some tarot messages here, that somebody crossed the line, already knowing that it was going to create some drama here, because if they truly were in another relationship but can't stop thinking about you, that's drama right there. It could also be the other way around. Maybe you were in a partnership and you were thinking about someone else, so take it how it makes sense. For Gemini, number 1, what do we need to know? Look at that. This is, if I can actually pick it up, 9 of Swords in the reverse. So, it does say nightmares, but it is in the reverse. So whenever the 9 of Swords is in the reverse, interestingly enough, it can represent hope. Maybe they're going to reach out. Maybe you might hear from this person. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. 8 of Swords. So this right here, Gemini, it represents somebody who is imprisoned by their own thoughts. That mental block, mental imprisonment. And so that could be the very thing that delays the communication, knowing that they still feel hope that this could be a workable situation. And the only way I could see that ultimately working out is if there is no longer a third-party element there. If it was a third party, I'm just kind of feeling a scattered vibe when it comes to this person or the situation. Somebody wants to talk, somebody wants to do something about this in the 3D, but they could also be self-sabotaging themselves to not take any sort of action because they know that it might result in a very complicated, drama-filled situation. Wow. This is the next card. We've got the Hermit. Look at the card right after it. We've got Virgo coming through here. We've got the Tower. So something that had a shaky foundation, it just fell apart. And that could be because it was a third party. It didn't have a solid foundation to begin with. I'm also feeling whoever is in this hermit mode, you know, that could be this person that's doing a whole lot of thinking, but not enough action taking. So something certainly happened to create a separation between the two of you. What else for Gemini? Number 1. Divine Feminine, there you are. Masculine could represent Gemini. Divine Feminine could represent water. So Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces perhaps. The Queen of Cups represents Cancer specifically. So I feel, Divine Feminine, if there was a third party here, either you knew about it or you already knew that this was going to be complicated. But I'm just ultimately feeling here, you guys knew what you were getting yourself into, but went for it anyway. So that could have created that Tower right there. Even though you're not together though, you still are thinking about each other, still feeling each other's vibes here. What else for number 1? For Gemini here, we've got 8 of Wands. Somebody clearly wants to communicate. This is a past love of yours, Gemini. It could have also moved super fast. You know, when you guys connected, it didn't take long for things to get intimate. That's just what I'm feeling. It did not take long. Things moved pretty fast between you and this person. But I'm also getting here between the two of you, there's regret in how things fell apart because you guys had such a great connection. So this could be a card of forgiveness, a card of an awakening for sure. They've had time to think, you know. They think about you a lot, I feel. Death, okay. 4 of Swords. I feel the separation was necessary for this scenario here. Because if you guys didn't actually go into separation, this would have involved more than just the two of you, and it would have just gotten real ugly. That's just what I'm feeling. So even though it wasn't an easy decision to go your separate ways, I feel it was necessary. Could have been painful to separate, but it was necessary. You could have also been involved with somebody who was married. We've got the 2 of Cups here. The only vibe, honestly, Gemini, that I'm getting for number 1 is complicated because somebody was either married with kids, or maybe you were both married with kids or with other people. There could have been family involvements here. But I'm also feeling that you got yourself mixed up with somebody that, yes, could have already been with somebody else. But, and I have picked up off of this vibe for years, actually, for some of the Gemini readings, where it was a third-party situation. Either someone was married or somebody was in another relationship. In some situations, it's both parties that were with other people. And you guys ended up connecting. Could have started off as friends. It turned into something more. And you guys fell in love. For lack of a better phrase, you guys fell in love. But really, lines were crossed in order for you guys to find your way towards each other. And so, you know, once things came to light, it just kind of created that tower because reality set in. It wasn't so easy to just be together and love each other when there were other people involved. So this one could have certainly created like a multiple tower moment experience. It was not a good situation. It needed to come to an end, but it also, whenever I see the death card, it makes way for something else to come in that's better than what you let go of. If that makes sense. And then the next card, look at this. Queen of Cups, King of Cups. We have a divine counterpart situation here. So you know who it is you're thinking about. Whoever it is you're thinking about, that's the person that perhaps you are meant to be with, but there could have also been third-party drama mixed into that whole situation. That is what I have for this one. There's someone here who still loves you, but you're not with them. That's what I've got. That was intense, Gemini. I don't know who that one is for, but that is the message. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some insight focusing on number 2 here. Very intense message. All right, so let's go ahead and grab number 2. And again, I have no idea what this says. We're all going to discover it together, and here it is. I didn't know what love was until our fated meeting. I pray that God will unite us soon because you are my destiny. I love you till the end of times. So you guys were destined to connect in this lifetime. But what happened? Why are you guys in separation? Angels and spirit guides, please, for Gemini. All right, Sun, Moon, rising, or Venus. You could also be cross-watching for Gemini here. They're still holding on to their belief that you will meet again. No matter what happens, though, they'll always love you, and perhaps you feel the same way. Okay, so interesting how we've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. In the upright, it does represent growth that's happening here, but in the reverse, it can represent a lack of energy. It can represent a lack of passion, a lack of just certain vibes that when things were working out between the two of you, it just made sense. But this could also represent boredom. So if they're not with you, you know, it's almost like you represented the excitement in their life, and once you guys broke up and went into separation, it just flatlined. Their social life just completely flatlined. So let's see. Look at that. We've got the High Priestess, Divine Feminine. If this is your masculine coming through in this reading, I feel there's something in your heart that's already telling you what's going on. I still feel that, you know, you're getting your own downloads when it comes to your Divine Masculine. You could certainly still have love for your masculine too. One of you guys decided to walk away, though, with that Eight of Cups coming forward. Leaving it behind. Ace of Swords. Three of Swords. So number 2 was complicated. This one is this one is number 2. This one is, it's just as complicated, I feel. This was heartbreak, big time heartbreak. And they can't seem to let go of the idea that you guys belong together. Possible third party. Somebody was cut out. Why was someone cut out? left out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. Somebody feeling very insecure here. It could be a masculine. It could be my feminines that are in the driver's seat, so to speak, when it comes to this situation. That it could be up to you, Divine Feminine, whether or not this can come to fruition in the 3D. Part of the drama might have been, or maybe this is still happening, I don't know. Somebody could already be in another relationship, maybe no longer in love with that person, kind of just going through the motions of being in the connection. So maybe they feel like they're trapped in a loveless marriage or relationship. There could be other obligations there, maybe a family. Somebody just isn't free, perhaps, to pursue this connection. I don't know, I'm just kind of getting that for some of you. So it could be possibly a third party. They're thinking about you. Okay, we've got the memories card coming through here with the 6 of Cups. I pray that God will unite us as soon. Wait, I can't read. I pray that God will unite us soon because you are my destiny. They continue to believe that. They continue to hold on to that hope. The 6 of Cups is representing that hope that you guys can get back together. Can it happen? So look at this. We've got the Lovers card representing Gemini. So maybe Gemini, for number 2, you feel that there's something you want to do here in order to bring you and this person back together. But you got to be mindful of what it is that you are allowing back into your life, especially if there's still a third party involvement here. You know, so just be mindful of that, because the Lovers card representing not only your own Gemini energy, but it also represents the need to make a decision. So just make sure that decision is coming from a good place, you know. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune coming through here. So the card after that is the 8 of Wands. I feel once you make that decision and you know what it is that you want, that's when things are going to start moving forward for you in your love life. You know what it is that you want. You know what it is that you need to do when it comes to this connection. And perhaps the universe could be blessing you with the energy of that Wheel of Fortune to ensure that it falls in your favor this time when it comes to this connection. So for number 2, I feel despite some of the challenges, you guys might just have this unexpected blessing that comes in when it comes to this connection. So that's the energy that they're putting out there. They still believe that you guys could come back together someday. And if you are in agreement, then certainly, you know, it's possible for those of you who want that. All right, guys, so that is number 2. So let's go ahead and see what number 3 is all about. So if you chose the 3rd card, let's find out what that is. Okay, so for those who chose number 3, your love makes me feel untouchable and invincible. You make me stronger, happier, and wiser. Your love is the greatest love I have ever known. That kind of reminds me of somebody that might have lost you, especially if they did not realize that, you know, this was a pretty amazing relationship that you guys had. So maybe they took you for granted. I'm kind of just picking up off of that vibe. And now they realize, now that you guys are in separation, just how special a love this actually was. They could have also tried to move on to other connections. Maybe, I'm not sure if it was a third party, but maybe they left you for somebody else and now they realize that they shouldn't have done that. There was something good. There was something very special about this connection. And I'm also getting that they might compare this relationship to others that they've had, and nothing compares. Yep. Look at this. We've got the Tower, followed by the Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords. Wow. Three of Swords. This could be a possible twin flame connection for some of you. We see the heartbreak here, you know, so something contributed to why you guys broke up. Either you were cut out of their life or you cut them out. Now, Divine Feminine, this could be your masculine showing up in this reading. Clearly something very magnetic going on here. But, you know, if it was a love triangle situation, that's what complicated this. That's what contributed to the Tower coming through there. There's somebody here who wants that reunion. But is it possible? Is it possible to have that reunion? Divine Feminine, here you are. I feel for my feminines, as long as you're able to listen to your heart, you would already know the answer. Two of Cups. Something, I'm telling you, something very special about this connection. But something got in the way of you guys being together. What is up with that? It's like two people who love each other but can't be together. The only thing that comes to mind is there are other factors in the way, and it could be a third party. What is up with the third party messages? Look at that, guys. Seven of Swords. So yeah, I mean, there could have been a secret affair that was happening here. Some sort of betrayal that happened that contributed to that Tower. But perhaps, Gemini, if this is your story for number 3, and if it really makes sense for you, yes, you're in separation from somebody that you care for and love. It could be your twin flame. But there was definitely some sort of drama that happened here. Something chaotic that caused a lot of issues for the two of you. And even though you can't be together, as I mentioned, you know, there's something about that last line. Your love is the greatest love I have ever known. So it's like comparing it to other connections. And this one just stands out. There's something about it. Look at this. You've got the Sun. You could be thinking of Leo as well. Or a Leo is thinking of you. Happiness, success, joy, all of the amazing things we would want to experience in our love life, but it was ruined by this, you know, just secrets, lies, heartbreak, grief, separation. Wow. Okay, so I'm kind of feeling that whoever this is representing, I'm just getting here that it could be a masculine. When you guys were together, man, there were so many good times, so many great memories tied into this relationship. In an ideal world, if it was just the two of you, you guys would be a perfect match. But there's somebody here that now regrets how it all unfolded. If it was a third party and maybe you both knew what you were getting yourselves into, you know, it was a lot of fun and happy times at that time. But once it came to an end, there's somebody here who just did not understand the full scope of how much those memories and the emotions and the feelings would weigh on them because it was taken away. And so now they regret how they played a role in a Tower type experience. They could have also treated it very casually at that time. You know, again, not really understanding just how great a love this was, because they could have also been having fun with other people. We see the Three of Swords that could represent a third party. The Seven of Swords can as well, and that's clarified by the Seven of Cups, having other options, having way too many options. And then you couple that up with the Knight of Wands. This again could be a masculine who was in and out of your life. You know, it could have been an amazing, passionate love connection, but just in and out, you know, not fully invested. So yeah, for number 3, it seems that this could have been a lot of third-party drama. And it could be whoever represents that third party now suddenly realizes that you might have actually been the love of their life, but they didn't understand it at the time. So that's what I've got for number 3. All right, guys. So hopefully one of these messages resonates with you and offered you guidance that you needed to hear at this time. If not, hopefully I'll be able to tap into your situation for a future reading. If you're interested in your own reading, I'd love to do that for you. That link is down below in the description box, and I'll go ahead and include the deck links down below as well. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time.